I'm a part of it. So Facebook page for Connecticut, Rhode Island, upstate New York, northern New England. Right? So we got three different core Facebook pages. So we'll make sure the recording is available afterwards there as well. It'll be posted most likely by tomorrow morning. And so with that, let's go ahead to learn how to build a clear vision, right, for our Legal Shield business. We're going to turn right back over to none other than $200,000 ring earner, Mr. Jim Tanner.
Mr. Palacci, thank you very much. Thanks everybody for a great event so far. I mean, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I'm going to ask you to communicate with me in the chat here in a minute, but the number one thing I'd like for you to do, I'd like for you to commit. If you just say yes in the chat, if we're going to see you on June 28th at Super Saturday in person in Connecticut. Maybe some of you are like, listen, I don't know, it's so far away. There's other things, but I just want to see some yeses. I want to know that you are so serious about your business that you might step out of your comfort zone and show up in a space where you don't know why it's going to be so impactful for you. You don't know what it will help. I'm seeing some yeses. Maybe you just have to trust in your leadership. It's a trial of trust to say, come to us because we know what's best for you because we've walked this road ahead of you. Not because we're faster, but because we started sooner. I'm seeing some yeses. You are going to have a phenomenal experience, a shift on that June 28th Super Saturday event and the compound effect of this. And listen, if you're up north, hey, listen, it's 95, 91, depending where you're starting from. You're going to get there. It's all interstate. You're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to have community together with your Legal Shield associate business partners. And then the best part, the magic of this is that we all get to go home from that with new information, new excitement, new energy, new emphasis. And we turn that into strategy on that ride home. And it becomes who we are when we start our business week again on Monday. So I'm grateful for Mr. Palacci hosting that event, for all the leaders putting that together. But here's what I want to talk to you about tonight. So I need you to go back to the chat with me for one other thing. I need to know who I'm talking to tonight so that I can adjust the conversation accordingly. So listen, I've been here, February was 21 years. If you could share with me in the chat how long you've been involved as an associate of Legal Shield. I'd love to see how many of you are brand new, how many of you have been around forever, what the chasm is that I'm working with tonight. If you could just jump in, and someone said 20, I don't know if that means you're 20 years old or 21 months or, okay, Kevin Palacci, I know he's been around forever like me. The furniture is 21 years old here. Okay. So we got 21, 22. I'll bet we got 19. I bet we got some folks that are new here as well. Maybe not. 15, 21. Okay, there we go. 21. All right, we got some folks. We got some seasoned associates. The reason I'm looking over here is I got a different screen. I'm not trying to ignore you. 26, Constance. Constance is the constant. Let's see. Nola says Daryl joined two minutes ago or 2 months ago. It went by really quick, but either way, that's pretty soon. So okay, all right, I'm getting it. Thank you so much for participating. Okay, in the time we have, I'm gonna make this land. This is my challenge to you as a speaker. I gotta land this for all of you. So lean in close, and we're gonna just the best way for this to work is with absolute honesty. Okay, so when I got started in this business, listen to me carefully. I knew that people were millionaires. But from Rutland, Vermont, I didn't know any millionaires. Like I joined Legal Shield, they talked about the millionaires. There was almost 100 millionaire club members when I got started. I remember they celebrated the first 100, and I was like, wow, 100 millionaire club members. We're about to hit 350. Nola Fennessy, the newest in the whole company. You're here tonight, Nola. Congratulations to you. We have people that have earned $1 million from their kitchen table, who took care of their kids, their grandkids, and their aging adult parents and became millionaires in this business. I understand how profound it is now, but back then I didn't even want to hear it. So I want to get absolutely honest tonight. If you're reluctant to accept what I'm about to say, I see you, okay? I know. And I also know that many of you are here because you want something more. Like you're dreaming big dreams, maybe even quietly whispering millionaire club to yourself, like in the shower, right? But then there's this invisible wall that slams up, doesn't it? I mean, that was my life. I saw the top earners. Maybe you're in the same boat. The executive directors, the men and women that wear the Millionaire Club pin. And a part of you thinks that's them. That's amazing for them. But you can't quite project yourself into that picture. You can't truly see you up on that stage, feeling that rush, living that freedom, impacting those lives. That vision of you as a Millionaire Club member feels blurry, distant, maybe even impossible. And you know what? We know exactly why. I lived it. Before I became it, I was right there saying it wasn't possible. We know exactly why. It's not because you lack talent or intelligence or desire. It's not because you're not good enough. Do you want to know what it is? I mean, is it okay? Just put a one in the chat if it's okay. If I could just be like brutal coach Jim Tanner, like give you what I know, not what you want to hear, but what will help you. Just put a one in the chat if I can have your permission to talk to you in a way that will help you, but it might not feel good in the moment, but maybe it'll take a day or a week before you're like, yeah, that was helpful. I'm seeing some ones. I'm seeing some, the rest of the people are just exiting. Sorry, Mr. Palachi. Okay, I know why. I know why. I know why. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because you focused on the task, not the transformation. You're focused on the task, not the transformation. You're seeing the micro, you're missing the macro. You're seeing like make a list as just making a list, a chore, rather than seeing it as the foundational brick of a future empire. You're seeing a presentation like we just did as just a presentation to get through, not as a profound lifeline for a family that desperately needs protection. You're bogged down in the how instead of soaring in the why. You're thinking about the single tree, not the entire forest that you're cultivating. You're living in the getting ready to get ready phase, but you need to believe you need to prove yourself worthy. We often do that. We think, how am I worthy? How could I be that? Nobody said I could do that when I was growing up. I didn't know anybody that did it when I was growing up. And you think vision is something you earn after you hit certain milestones. Here's what I've learned on this journey. That's backwards. You need to cultivate that crystal clear vision first to hit those milestones. It's like, and I try not to do cliche things, but they mostly are because I'm just a regular guy, but it's like building a skyscraper. You don't start pouring concrete until the architects break the blueprint, right? The blueprint is your vision, and your vision needs to be a Millionaire Club vision, not just a pay my bills vision, if you want to be a Millionaire Club member, because you're measuring your potential by your current comfort zone otherwise. And the moment the idea of stretching beyond what feels safe, beyond what feels familiar, beyond what feels easy comes up, my mind would slam shut. I wonder if that's happening to you too. The sheer thought of consistent, courageous action in new territories would block my ability to even imagine what was possible. See, your comfort zone is keeping your vision small, most likely, like a tiny window instead of a panoramic view. Maybe you haven't truly internalized the profound impact of what we do. I don't know if this is true, but let's go on this journey together real quick. If you knew deep in your bones, beyond any doubt, how many lives you're truly protecting, how much vital security you're providing, how many families you're empowering to stand strong against legal challenges, that vision of massive abundance, both financial and emotional, would naturally unfold. The money doesn't come first. The meaning does. The money doesn't come first. The meaning does. Do you think the 350 almost men and women who came before you, who are now Millionaire Club members, who walk with that confidence, do you think they just woke up one morning seeing that clearly? No. Every single one of them had to set that vision first. They had to fight through these very same invisible walls. They had to choose courage over comfort. They had to internalize the true purpose of Legal Shield before the financial reward became their reality. And if they did, And they did. And since they did, you can too. Tonight isn't just a chat about vision. It's about tearing down that invisible wall. It's about giving you the blueprint to build a vision so compelling, so unavoidable that it pulls you into the Millionaires Club. And it starts with Performance Club. The first stroke of your masterpiece is Performance Club. Listen, Performance Club is not a bonus. It's not an if I can. It's a non-negotiable. It's the minimum standard. It's the very first brushstroke on your masterpiece. Think about this. A master painter doesn't just wake up and paint a Mona Lisa. They practice brushstrokes. They mix colors. They master the basics consistently. Performance Club is your consistent foundational brushstroke. When you consistently hit Performance Club, month after month after month, you're not just earning a commission or a bonus, you're confirming your commitment to building something substantial. You're providing to yourself every single month. You're proving that you're a consistent, reliable source for good. You're developing the habit of success that every single Millionaire Club member embodies. This is where your vision takes root. And if you're not in Performance Club, you're not just missing out on a bonus, you're missing the essential rhythm of building the momentum needed for that Millionaire Club vision. You're always in it. It's got to be the standard. It's got to be the first step in living that vision. Building your Millionaire Club vision from action to abundance, that's how it starts. So if we can fix this, let's fix it. Let's fix that lack of vision. How do I go from I can't see it to I am it? I can't see it. No, I am it. Number one, and I know I don't have a lot of time, Mr. Palachi, but I'll go quick. Number one, shift from income to impact. The true riches of the Millionaire Club members isn't the money. The money is the result of the impact that you're making. The real vision, the deep satisfaction is about the lives transformed, the legacies protected, the freedom created for thousands of families that you may never meet. Imagine this. Imagine the phone call you prevent from a single mom who, because of your courage to share Legal Shield, has access to a lawyer instead of facing an intimidating landlord alone. In your head, see the relief on the face of a small business owner who avoids financial ruin due to a contractual dispute because you showed them our business plan. Envision the countless families who gain peace of mind, who can sleep better at night because you gave them a powerful legal team in their corner. Why? Because you just simply decided to take action. This isn't about avoiding speeding tickets, ladies and gentlemen. This is about protecting inheritances, guiding families through adoptions, safeguarding personal data, dealing with bullying in schools, navigating identity theft. These are real human challenges, and you are the solution. When you truly internalize that you're bringing peace of mind, security, dignity, and justice to people, when you understand the deep, tangible value of every single membership sold, the vision of massive abundance, both financial and emotional, becomes clear. This isn't selling, this is serving. And it's serving at the highest level. You're the hero bringing this peace to people. Every single Millionaire Club member started by understanding the deep impact, not just about income. So that's number one. Number two, embrace the compounding power. 2 exposures a day. You look at a Millionaire Club member and you see the finished product, the skyscraper. You don't see the millions of bricks laid one by one, but guess what? That's exactly what they did. Your daily actions, making your list, making calls, following up, doing presentations, those are the bricks, and they compound. Here's the key, the simple action that will build your Millionaire Club vision. 2 exposures a day, right? That's the activity from PAVE. What's an exposure? A presentation. And we could train on that another day, but think about that for a second. 2 exposures a day, 5 days a week, that's 10 exposures. Over a month, that's multiple exposures. Over a year, hundreds of exposures. Do you think you can't build a Millionaire Club business with hundreds of exposures a year? Of course you can. The Millionaire Club members didn't sell 1 million memberships overnight. They consistently did the daily work. They made those 2 exposures a day their non-negotiable. And your warm market list, that's not just a list of names, it's a living, breathing map to dozens, hundreds, thousands of lives. You're called. You were called to impact. It's a courageous act of service, a commitment to those you love and care about. Listen, I'm telling you, if you want a Jim Tanner tonight, you're getting him. I was called to tonight. Stop hiding behind cold leads or the false comfort of social media posting. Your warm market knows you, trusts you, and is waiting for you to offer them this vital protection. Your hesitation is robbing them of peace of mind. Your inaction is delaying their protection. The Millionaire Club members started with their warm market. That's why we teach it today. They leaned into that discomfort. And don't forget about centers of influence. These are the people you already have credibility with and relationships with. Think about your realtor, your insurance agent, your mechanic, your hairstylist, your kids' coaches, your accountant, your financial advisor. I'm out of ideas. These are your natural referral partners. Reaching out to these centers of influence for a cup of coffee, showing them Legal Shield, asking for their help isn't just smart business, it's a courageous leap into professional networking. It's making those 2 exposures with leveraged relationships. The pros always leverage their centers of influence, and you should too. Jim Rohn taught discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Your consistent discipline today in these seemingly small actions, like making a list, making uncomfortable calls, reaching out to centers of influence, getting 2 exposures a day done, building a bigger vision, it's a snowball effect. You're not here to get ready. You're ready. You're ready right now. That conviction fuels your vision. You have the product, the system, you have the support. What you lack, perhaps, is the willingness to take the first imperfect step into that big vision. Gary Vaynerchuk says it great. Gary says, don't wait for perfection. Just do it, right? He takes and has taken his whole career massive imperfect action. That's how vision becomes reality. Number 3, step into your future identity. Act today like a Millionaire Club member, like right now. Your comfort zone is a cage. Your comfort zone is a cage. Your comfort zone is a cage, and it's blocking your vision. To truly see yourself as a Millionaire Club member, you have to start acting like one today. What would that look like? It looks like casting specific votes every single day. Hopefully you've read Atomic Habits by James Clear. James Clear is the master of tiny habits and powerful identity shifts. It's brilliant when he talks about this. He says every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Think about that profound simplicity, that immense quiet power. When you make an exposure, when you make that call, when you set that appointment, when you share our services, you're not just trying to make a sale, you're casting a deliberate, powerful vote for being a proactive, professional, high-achieving Legal Shield leader. You are voting for becoming an executive director. You're voting for financial freedom. You're voting for incredible trips, substantial bonuses, and a lasting legacy. You are voting for becoming the person who truly leads with conviction and impacts lives on a massive scale. You're building that identity brick by brick, exposure by exposure. Each no is just another vote for your consistency. Each yes is a massive vote for your impact. But conversely, nobody likes to hear this part, every day you don't make an exposure, every day you choose to procrastinate, every day you hide behind busy work or endlessly prepare instead of execute, that's also a vote. And it's a powerful vote for staying exactly where you are. It's a vote for stagnation. It's a vote for unfulfilled potential. It's a vote against your dreams. So which person are you voting for day by day, vote by vote? Who are you truly becoming through your consistent actions or your consistent lack of action? The choice is yours. The choice is mine every single day. And the compounding effect of those daily votes is immense. This isn't some abstract theory. This is fundamental, immutable laws of cause and effect in our business. Jim Rohn taught us you reap what you sow. If you want to harvest, Performance Club, Executive Director, Millionaire Club, you must sow. And the sowing of seeds is daily exposures. And you can't sow once and expect a lifetime harvest. You must sow continuously, daily. You must treat your business like a thriving farm, cultivating consistently with care and intention. Through all the seasons, the good ones, the bad ones, the slow ones, the fast ones. Because we're not looking for a lottery ticket with minimal effort. You can't just plant and expect everything to go well. So the question is, or I should say it isn't, how do I qualify for a Performance Club? The question isn't, how do I get to Executive Director? The question that truly matters, the question that dictates your income, your rank, your future, your freedom, your impact, your legacy is how many exposures am I committed to making every single day? And the company knows that 2 will do. So am I willing to consistently cast those votes for my future self, even when it's uncomfortable, even when I'm tired, even when I face rejection, even when I don't feel like it? That's the question that dictates your success. So answer it with courage, and then with unwavering conviction, act on it. And as I close up, I'll just say this. You can borrow my belief until yours kicks in. Some of you are still trying to find that crisp vision, that rock solid belief, and that's okay, truly. But know this, you can borrow mine. I talked about this today I did the wrap up blitz. You can borrow my belief. I've seen this with my own eyes. I've lived it. I've coached people, men and women, from that hazy, uncertain vision to becoming Millionaire Club members. I know with every fiber of my being what's possible for you, for your team, and for all the lives you'll protect and empower. The Millionaire Club vision is real, it's tangible, and it's waiting for you to step into it. Your vision, your power. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not behind. You're right on time. You're not confused. You're called. You're not waiting. You're working. You're not invisible. You're seen. You're not weak. You're a warrior. You're not alone, because we believe in you. This is your moment to tear down that invisible wall. This is your chance to build a powerful vision, a vision so powerful, so undeniable, it becomes your reality. Your future as a Millionaire Club member starts now. Make your list, identify your centers of influence, commit to 2 exposures a day, talk to real people, lead with courage, qualify for Performance Club, and keep qualifying. Borrow my belief until yours kicks in, because what you do matters, and it's important, noble work, and I'm incredibly grateful that I get to do it with all of you. Mr. Palacci, thanks for the time. Back over to you, sir.
Round of applause for Mr. Jim Tanner. Oh, my goodness, right? And so, as I always say, Mr. Tanner, every time he speaks, is like a keynote speak at a convention. And I love the passion, the enthusiasm, and really the vision that Mr. Tanner is able, only Mr. Tanner, right, can cast in terms of helping us to really understand the magnitude of what we're a part of and the responsibility that we each hold in sharing Legal Shield with people in our community, right? And so sometimes we are scared, right? All of us, right? We're scared of doing that exposure or, calling that person on the chicken list. But one of the things I love what he said, I took in my notes here, he says, your hesitation is robbing people of their peace of mind, right? Your hesitation is robbing people of their peace of mind, right? So it's not about us. It's not about how we feel. It's the fact that, man, if we don't share the information, that we're robbing them of their ability to gain peace of mind with our services, or peace of mind by being able to maybe pay their bills, right, with the extra income they can earn in our business. But we didn't talk to them, right? We didn't share the information. So, man, what a great philosophy to carry with us as we're going out there sharing the information with people in the community. So thank you again so much, Mr. Tanner, for those insights with us on tonight. And we're going to turn back over to you for the final words. I know typically we do a Q&A, so we have real quick, if anyone has any specific, I don't know how many questions you could have, right? Mr. Tanner absolutely dropped the mic with that, but anyone have any questions? I don't know why my screen is doing that. Anyone have any quick questions for Mr. Tanner? You can raise your hand. Before we'll turn over to him for final thoughts as well. Let's do a reshare, see if that makes a difference here. Ms. Adebanjo.
No question, just love it. Love their energy from this morning blitz or afternoon blitz to now. The same thing, the belief aspect. with everything done and said, that's the foundation. So thank you so much for pouring into us. Great training, sir. Great seeing you too last week.
Great to see you.
Awesome. Anyone else? Questions, comments for Mr. Tanner? Mr. Quabom.
Yes, I just want to echo what Ms. Adevangelo said. Excellent training. And what you shared touched base on a book we read last month, right? And a book that we're in, audio that I'm listening to now. And The Dream Giver is what we read last month, and Outwitting the Devil is what we're listening to this month. And you've capitalized it, and you've taken that information and make it applicable to this journey. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Powerful. Mr. Wilson. Oh, let me see here. Mr. Wilson, let me see here. Should you unmute? Go ahead.
I really appreciate that saying. Most people see the single tree, not the forest. And I think I'm just seeing the single tree, but I'm looking for the forest.
Good stuff. Great feedback. Love it. Constance Archer.
See if I can come on. Jim, Constance Archer here. I just want to let you know I've got some things going on in Vermont for you, so we need to catch up.
All right. 802, Mama Bear.
Nice. Good stuff. Anyone else? Ms. Adevangelo is back up, I think.
Yeah, we have Angela. She has her hands raised in the chat.
Oh, Angela. Oh, okay. Let me see here. Angela, do you have a question? You should be able to unmute if you had a question. I'm not sure if it was for a question or.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to all of you, and thank you, Jim, for coming down and giving me some advice, and of all your kind words, and I'm going to take it to heart, all of their lives, and I don't want to do that, so I will be out there every day. I will find somebody, and I thank you for that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you. Did we miss anyone? Going once, going twice. Mr. Wallington. Wait, no, I guess it was an accident. His hand disappeared real quick. All right. All right, good stuff. So before we turn it back over to Mr. Tanner for final thoughts, and we'll stick around for folks who are able to stick around for fellowship afterwards as well. What's your goal, right? So as Mr. Tanner mentioned, right, let's make our minimum goal performance club, right? That should be what, if you're, and I love that quote by let me see here if I can find it here. Meditation. Yeah, Atomic Habits, right? James Clear, right? Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become, right? So let's make sure we're taking action. We're voting for the person we want to become, right? Whether it's, to be an executive here or consistent performance club qualify or goals that you want to achieve for your family, right? Let's make sure that we're making the appropriate vote each and every single day, right? Let's run towards performance club and then let's start duplicating that. And as you duplicate that, that builds you to senior director, right? That builds executive director, that builds platinum. You could actually literally break it down to just how many people we'd be able to mentor to help, right, to get performance club qualified. So absolutely awesome. So again, the super Saturday for this month is on the 28th of June. And it'll be in Glastonbury, Connecticut. And the link is supersaturdayls.com. And so with that, guys, before we wrap up with fellowship, and then for those who are new to the Zoom on tonight, basically what we typically do at this point after the presentation and training, we have a fellowship time where, or we call it like the after party, right? Where we get a chance to hang out. And we'll stop the recording at that point as well. And we recognize new associates for folks who will stay on for that. But before we do, we always like to give the final word to our guest speaker. So we'll turn over to Mr. Tanner. Any final thoughts before we close out this segment?
Well, thank you again, everybody, for having me. And I want to say in front of all of you that Mr. Palachi, there has to be a trust, right? Like he is inviting somebody on to speak in front of all of you, and that person, if he chooses incorrectly, it could be someone that with a great heart just takes you off in the wrong direction, confuses you. And so I'm just so appreciative of his leadership, but also his trust that he chooses wisely. Now he chooses wisely because he's been doing this for a long time and he knows how to choose wisely. So I'm honored to be here with you because I know how he goes through that process, but also I want that to be reflective to you that this is a space that you can trust. This is a place where you can build as a partner. So on Tuesday nights when we have the business overview, you're always going to have people that are of a high capability doing the presentation. You're always going to have the training after to be someone that can uplift and expand visions. And in all of this environment, this is a safe space for you to bring people. But most importantly, in our live event space, because we know that live event experience cannot be replicated here. Now, this is an opportunity on Zoom for us to connect, and the connection is profound. But compared to being in a room together, well, it's really no comparison. So we want to make sure that we don't get those two things confused. We're so grateful we're all here together to communicate together, but the empowered effort, the empowered opportunity we have to be in spaces together under one roof, small sometimes like at a luncheon, but then big at a Super Saturday. Don't neglect any of those by mistakenly saying, well, I was on the Zoom, so I got it all. Like, I hope that I moved you tonight, but I promise you, if we did this together in a room like at a Super Saturday, the impact would be 10x or 100x. It'd be more profound. There's a dissipation of energy. It lacks the other senses that humans need when we're not together. This is better than a conference call. There's no question, but it will never replace. We've learned this. It'll never replace when we get together. So that opportunity on the 28th, I hope you are building towards that ruthlessly and focused. If what I said impacted you, then focus that impact, that energy, and that momentum towards your 2 exposures a day, towards Performance Club, but also towards getting people to join you at the Super Saturday, because you won't be sorry. So what can I say? I'll say this one last thing. I don't know how many of you know this, but my first job, actually my favorite job in the whole world, I wrote about it in my book On Purpose, was I worked at a zoo in high school in Lake George, New York, across the street from the Six Flags. Some of you might even know the area. And so I loved that job. Now, I grew up on farms in Vermont, and so I was very comfortable around animals, and that was exactly the kind of person that the owner was looking for. He wasn't looking for someone that was impressed by a giraffe. He wasn't looking for someone that thought kangaroos were cool. He was looking for people that were farm workers and just saw it as a process. And so that's how I got that job, and that's why I was very good at that job. But one of the things, now, I want you to appreciate this. I'm 16, I'm 17, and 18, and 19 years old working at this zoo in the summers. But the first thing I realized, and it's interesting, where I just want you to think about where have the subtle lessons of life shown up in your life. The first thing I realized, that when we'd bring an animal, sometimes a dangerous animal, into the zoo from another place, or sometimes they're born as babies like lion cubs. They could grow up to be dangerous animals. I recognized really quickly that it was very important to lock them and fortify them in cages when they first got there. But over time, and it didn't very often take very much time, but over time, the cage strength didn't matter as much. The learned behavior of that animal at the zoo would be that they couldn't leave the cage. As a matter of fact, it would get to the point where with very dangerous animals, you could be careless and cavalier and not even lock the doors. And those bears, those kangaroos, those giraffes, those dangerous animals, even lions and tigers, wouldn't even test the door because they were so convinced that it was locked. How many people here are operating their life that way? How many people do we know that are operating their life that way? The door isn't even locked, but we won't even challenge it. Why? Because we're too concerned about what would happen if it sprung open, if it led to a life different than the one that we've become comfortable in. For those animals, they didn't want to leave the cage. For those animals, they didn't want freedom. because it was too far outside of the comfort zone of what they'd learned. But for us, we're not animals in a cage. We were born to lead and live and flourish and grow and inspire. And the fact is, if you found Legal Shield, if you've made it this far, you've been brought here for a purpose. I understand my purpose now. Everybody poured into me so I could pour into others. I'm pouring into you tonight. Kevin Plutch is pouring into you tonight so that you'll be a vessel that can pour into others. What we have started is not nearly finished. All of you, all of us together are the people that pour into the next. All of us together are the ones that change the narrative. No, of course people don't have to take it on the chin. Of course they don't have to settle for what life offers. Of course they don't have to live in scarcity. But they don't know that until you and I step in front of them. Share with them an uncomfortable truth that the cage door is actually open. And that's why it's so important that we do this work together as business partners and friends and family members and confidants so that we can support each other in this work, because the work is important, profoundly important work. And I am truly grateful I get to do it with all of you. So thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much again, Mr. Tanner. Absolutely phenomenal. And guys, man, you don't want to miss this opportunity, right, to plug into these events and plug in your associates in these events so you can really be inspired, right, to be able to hear that firsthand from Mr. Tanner. So we do have this segment recording. So again, and I'll try to get the links for folks who are not part of those Facebook groups yet. I'll make sure I put those in a couple minutes. I'll put that in the chat. But to join this segment or to hear this segment, you've got to be on here live for our fellowship / after party. We always have a lot of fun during this time. We have different folks who actually host this segment to recognize new associates, and we have a question of the night as well each week. Right. So see you on Tuesday, 7:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on shieldplantation.info for folks who are watching this via a replay. Stop the recording.